Welcome back to the Close Friends List podcast. Today you are joined 2 weeks in a row by Katie and Erin. And we miss Adia. We do. We're just constantly another piece of media consumed that she is not a part of. And by the
Yeah.
title, y'all already know what it is. And we've been here recently in the last 3 weeks, but
Hmm.
we have a season 4 Bridgerton update for everyone, and that's what we're
Yes.
discussing today. So,
Yes, and I'm very excited because we were already kind of pleasantly surprised first half of the season, and second half just wow. It took
yeah.
us places. And so I'm pleasantly surprised with season 4 of Bridgerton
Agree.
as a
And,
total.
some people had self-control and waited to watch all of season 4 at one time.
Couldn't be
And
us.
I almost wish, you know what I mean, just to like experience. But yeah, I couldn't do it. But
Literally, I had to stay off socials like that
yeah.
Thursday kind of morning and afternoon into evening before I watched it because I was like, I know something's going to get spoiled.
Yeah.
And I was doing well, and then my sister texted me, but you said you saw some spoilers and I mean, we knew what was coming, but you
Yeah,
said you saw
yeah.
some, but
Yeah. So that's why it's like, I mean, how big of a spoiler can it be when you know the plot of the books? However,
exactly.
it's different seeing it and how it gets portrayed
Yeah.
and the music in the
Hmm.
background and
Hmm.
there's all those different pieces with the
We also didn't
costumes
know
and
if it was going to happen this
well,
season or
that
next. So,
that too.
anyway, before we begin, if you haven't watched Bridgerton part one or part two of season four, this will be spoiler zone. So
I thought you were
I
about to
don't
promote it
care.
and I'm like, we're promote? That's crazy.
No, just before, no, this will be a spoiler, not free
Riddled.
zone. So
Yeah, exactly. A spoiler riddled area, that's for sure.
exactly. So starting part two
Well,
off, where did we begin? We
Well, we
saw,
ended part 1 with "Will You Be My Mistress?" the big
yeah,
cliffhanger of the season,
yep.
and everybody online was really mad about it. But it's like there had to be something, and that's ultimately what all of season 4 boils down to. Because some of it, and we'll get into it a little bit more, gets a little like by the end, you're like, come on, man, like
Mm-hmm.
Araminta is like a villain for villain's sake, but you do need drama to make us
Yeah,
through 8 episodes of one
exactly.
plus hours of content each. So
Mm-hmm.
Will You Be My Mistress is where we ended part 1 and pick up part 2.
Yes.
So they're not really talking in episode 5. She's trying to avoid Benedict
Mm-hmm.
as best she can. Um, I mean, fine dynamic, I guess. Like that makes sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. He asked her to be his mistress, and she was like, "Why would I want to be that
Yeah.
when that was literally what my mother was, and I don't want to be what my mother was?" So it's like, I just
Yeah.
don't. Maybe he didn't know that, or he didn't realize it, or I mean,
Yeah.
Benedict's
So
Benedict, so he's just asking questions. But
yeah, this is something that I feel like we've talked about in other like romantic media is
mm-hmm.
like the way people just don't talk to each other sometimes because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure she didn't tell him that she was either illegitimate. Well, because I feel like the illegitimate of it all explains a lot of the way she acted.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't find that out until later on. And I think it was
Yeah.
episode 5 after the mistress thing where she's like,
Mm-hmm.
that's what my mother was. And it's like
Yeah.
we could have just resolved a lot of this by talking a little bit. And I
Exactly. If
think
you had
they do a
just.
better job, I get. Well,
Mhm.
not really though, because then she tries to leave for America and doesn't tell like doesn't tell anybody. So like the talking of it all,
Yeah.
it's very common. The miscommunication in romance is so ugh,
It's
the
a
worst.
massive trope that people just plop into their books. And I'm
Well,
like, can
and it
we
And it can be done
chill
any
for a
way.
moment?
It can be
Yeah.
done where someone misunderstands someone. It could be
Mm-hmm.
withholding information. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's 100 ways to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I understand why it's so utilized because it also
Yeah.
is like a natural, what's the word?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, when you're
conflict,
having
right? But
relationships, the talking of it, some people aren't as,
open.
forthcoming or,
Yeah,
or an open. So it's I understand it. It's just when you were seeing it in TV or books or movies or whatever,
exactly.
it's so heavy handed on it. I'm just
Yeah.
Can
It's
we
kind of the
please
driving
just like
conflict of a
say
lot of these.
something?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. But
But,
wow, that was
and I will say, I think we clowned Benedict in part one for like interviewing every lady in the town, no
yeah.
matter the skin, the height, the skin tone,
He
anything.
doesn't see race,
Um,
doesn't see
but
color.
it was funny for him to piece it together, finding Sophie's necklace. I feel like I'm jumping ahead a little, but we're kind of talking about the romance
Yeah.
of it all, and where he like
Hmm.
pieces together that she's the lady in silver just from her necklace, and it's like, brother, her eyes, her
That's
lips, her
yeah.
voice, like, but it was the necklace that got it.
Yes. He was like, wait,
It had to be
I was drawing this
something.
necklace. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
And I
I
feel
do
like
like that
if
better than the glove, because like the Cinderella retelling of it all, I like
hmm
that better than, well, obviously the shoe was not relevant, but like she left a
hmm
glove with him, and it's like a glove led him to Penwood House, but otherwise there was nothing. But the
hmm
necklace, it is very much like singular. That is one
yeah.
item.
For sure. And I was what was I saying? I was saying that like I like that well no, I didn't like it. I thought it was funny that he was like, "Ah, I have a drawing of this, I think." And I'm
Like a
like,
hundred
"Brother,
drawings.
you have a
Yeah,
hundred
yeah,
drawings
yeah.
of this." And he's like, "Is this the one? Is this the one?" I was like, "That necklace didn't even look like that necklace that you're
Well,
drawing." But we move on.
it was enough to jog the
Um
memory.
exactly. I'm trying to see in my list of things what I wrote about
I
Benedict
know.
and
I feel
Sophie
like you usually
because
keep things like pretty linear for us. I usually just pull things out based on how I'm feeling.
I feel like I started writing my list down after I watched all four episodes.
Okay, yeah,
And so
yeah,
I
yeah.
should have been writing the list as I was, going. Benedict and Sophie's like first sex scene, I was gagged.
Wait, yeah, okay, we got to talk about it a little because we're not going to go explicit, obviously, but like
Obviously not.
it was way steamier than I expected.
It
Because
was, and I was shocked. I
me
was
too.
just like giving like what we've seen in Bridgerton. Like, yes,
Exactly.
it's like spicy, but it's not like heated
Yeah.
rivalries like crazy. Like I'm not
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh. But that was that was crazy. And I was
Because
like,
I
Benedict
also
White, hello.
I know I didn't expect to like the needle drop with like lose control for no reason, but like
hmm
when it started playing, I was like, okay, we'll see. But then I just feel like that really did tie the whole scene
hmm
together. Like that was
hmm
kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm moving on too quickly, but we do have to mention that Urine was carrying the chemistry between the two of them.
Mm. I feel like I liked both of them. I don't know if because I know you were in Savannah were saying that, and I was like, yes, like Erin is obviously such an amazing actress, and like she's wonderful. But I was like, I feel like Benedict is giving a little something.
A little
Like I was,
something.
I feel like
Yeah.
he wasn't being like dragged along. Like I feel
I
like he was
think I
putting in
think
his
he did,
work.
yeah, he did his work, but personally, I think he did better when she wasn't in the room. Like the yearning of like when
Mm.
he's talking to
Mm-hmm.
Violet and when he's like
Mm-hmm.
laying in bed thinking about her, like you can see it in
Mm-hmm.
his eyes. And not
Mm-hmm.
that there's anything like I didn't think he was like cardboard next to her
Yeah,
necessarily,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I just feel like she was on a different level than him in the scenes that
Mm.
they were together. Like she was
Mm.
just carrying a little bit more for me. And because again, I mean, and that might have been some of the shots that they were giving of him. Like
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I can't overlook it because it got sent to us so directly, but like the lip shot, and it's like, yeah, who did decide? Like, who did decide that was a good idea?
That's
You know?
crazy because like they go from his eyes and I was like, okay, and then the
Uh,
lips and I was like, okay,
yeah,
interesting. But
and
like
I
the
think,
still of it, like,
yeah,
because
that's where
just
my
it
problem was.
it
Like,
going
because
down, I was
then,
like, okay, fine, fine, fine. But
yeah,
then like the still of just his lips, I was like,
yeah,
what
because
are we doing?
I think you watched the episode before you saw the still, and I saw the still and then the episode.
Yes.
So, like, because you're
Yeah,
like, it's
okay.
better in motion, which it is, but then it was
Yeah.
really hard for me to overlook it. And we were getting kind of a lot of those shots, like at the end when
Yeah.
he's like, says Sophie, like, they
hmm
zoom in on his lips, and I'm like, there's just
Yeah, yeah,
something
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not really
And
giving
I was
about that,
like, I
personally.
get, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, I get in romances, they like love zoom in or like
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
like a focus on the lips. And I was like, I get it. But also, I was like, sometimes a man's skinty lips are not what we should be looking
Right. Like
at.
maybe we do keep it on the eyes that are like the heart
Yeah,
eyes yearning moment. Like
exactly,
maybe we do keep it there.
exactly.
Or we do a little zoom out and see the whole face.
Just
Like,
something, something that's
yeah,
not
personally.
that.
Because I think some people were eating it up, hopefully. I mean, everybody's got
Yeah,
different things going on.
absolutely, absolutely. Um, what else? I don't want to like I feel like I feel like last episode we were talking about Bridgerton, we talked about Benedict and Sophie for like 3 seconds and then moved on to
Well,
everybody else.
we
And
did.
so I'm like, I'm trying to like see all the things that I want to talk about Benedict and
No,
Sophie
it's kind of true,
and
but that's
then
because
move
I
on.
think we said this in part one, and I do think it
Hmm.
came full circle for all of
Yeah.
season four. They did a really good job this season of balancing the storylines because
Yes, for sure.
history past, like I used to want to skip Mondridge scenes or the Queen or Penelope, or I mean, it's not limited to one side
So
character.
all of
It's like,
season 3 you wanted
yeah.
to skip.
I mean,
I mean,
anyway, but this season it felt like they were moving the story forward collectively, not just
hmm
separately. Like the characters were
hmm
actually intertwined in what was happening in the actual
Yeah,
storyline.
it didn't
But
feel
then it
like
also wasn't like 15 minutes long, or not that they were 15 minutes long in prior seasons. It just felt really long in other
yeah.
seasons.
It just the whole thing, like the characters working together and like
Yeah.
chatting together, like just wove really well. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, this is good because I was like, what was it last
Well,
season?
because even with like Varley, for example, we get a lot from her this season, which like, do I care about? Not necessarily, but it really
Mm-hmm.
ties in with her being at the Penwood house, and then like
Mm-hmm.
it still ties in with the Featherington, so
Yeah,
they feel more connected than just like
for
when
sure.
the Lady Featherington is like beefing with her, just like in the house by themselves. Like it
Exactly.
feels more relevant to me still.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah, and she was the one who went and warned somebody, the Bridgerton house, that she was arrested, I think, wasn't she? In the
Yeah,
end,
she was. She was like, um,
she went over and told them what Araminta did.
yeah, she was like, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
I
But
mean, we
then,
knew she was always kind of good, even though she's a gossip. She
yeah,
always cares.
yeah. But the whole town gossips, so we love
I
it. Like
know, I
Varley
know.
eat down.
I really like that it ended up staying pretty true to the book, like with her being
Hmm.
arrested for the shoe clips and everything, because I kind of forgot that happened a little bit,
You
and
did because when we were talking about it last time, you were like, "What? Jail?" I was like, "Yeah, sister." Like the
yeah, yeah.
main.
But when I saw it, I remembered, and I liked it because it was so cute when Benedict and Violet burst in, and they're
Yes.
like, "And I'm the brother to the Duke of Hastings," like pulling
Yeah,
rank,
and the
and
Duke
like
of it. I was
basically
like,
being like,
"Yes,
and the Viscount, even though because
yes."
she's a countess, so she's technically above the Viscount, but she
Mm-hmm.
is below the Duke, so it's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
T.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But yeah, very
it
true
was
to
so
the book, and
good.
it provided some again some drama because we're getting to the point where like Benedict has already decided he's going to propose, even though he's
Mm-hmm.
going to be ostracized from like
Yeah,
from the
he already was
ton.
like, he already said it, didn't he? Or no, did he say it after
He brought
they?
the ring. Well,
He brought
yeah,
the ring, and he was
he had
like,
not told her yet
oh,
though.
"Okay,
This
okay,
was
okay." I
pre,
was like, I
yeah.
couldn't remember
Mhm.
because there was one when he like first went to do it, and she was like, "Not while I'm on trial, not like let's do
Yeah,
it
yeah, that
after."
was after they
And
burst
yeah, yeah,
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was I loved that because I was like, wow, you can really tell like Violet, the motherly figure that she is,
Yes.
and that she had already like even from the minute that Sophie walked into the Bridgerton house, she was already like kind of wrapped her in her arms and was like, yes, you are a part of this house. And then like
Hmm.
moving more towards like caring for her and like chatting with her one on one and being like, oh, do you need anything? Like the whole letter, like finding the letter
I
of,
know.
or the recommendation
Letter of
letter that she was
introduction.
getting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, love.
Well, and that's why that's where another part of the miscommunication bothers me because like I understand Sophie's reluctance to confide in somebody else, but
Mm-hmm.
even like Violet does ask her like, or she says, um you're somebody that I would love for my son, and she's like, if I wasn't a maid. And then she
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
asks her like, is there something I should
She,
know? And
yeah,
she
she
still
point
says
blank
no. And
asks.
I understand Sophie's reluctance because all she has known is, people betraying her, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, like she has kind of proven her trust time and time again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because there's been all these
Mm-hmm.
pieces leading up
Mm-hmm.
to it. So I felt that was a little, I don't know,
I know
silly.
when like
It's
Violet
hard
was
though. I
asking
can't
her,
imagine being in that position. So
obviously like as a maid and then like your employer being like, is there
yeah,
anything else?
it's
Like,
not
and
really her
she also,
business,
yeah, she
but
also
yeah.
had already like kind of been like, oh, I'm going to leave and like not be
Yeah.
here. So I don't want to like fall more in love with this family when I can't have this family kind of thing. So it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it
I know.
was it was a moment. Where do you want to go to next here?
I mean, I feel like we could talk a little bit about Araminta and Rosamund and Posey. I mean, I don't have too much to
Yeah,
say about them
I don't
necessarily,
either. I
because
thought,
the main thing I was gonna say is by the end, I was like, all right, we get it. She's evil, and it's
mm,
tough. Like, and she's not necessarily evil for evil's sake because I feel like the whole through line of this whole season was like
mm,
society's pressures because we're talking like the
mm,
maid situation of it all. And even Araminta, like she felt pressured because of this ward that was left to her. And that's a societal
mm,
pressure. That's not something that
mm,
she, maybe she would have been open to
mm,
being a stepmother, but then with her being illegitimate, that's where the problem
yeah,
arises. So,
mm,
you see that it's not truly just evil for evil's sake, but it definitely by the end felt like it a little bit because she was just
mm,
holding on to all of this like resentment. And I know
yeah,
she does in the books too, because that's why she arrests her at the end and that whole thing.
mm.
But with 8 hours of content, it definitely gets a little like, all right, we get it. You hate her, or
Yeah.
like
And
she's bogging
luckily,
down
like
the
we
brand.
had that we had that
Yeah.
broken up because
Yes.
if it
This
was
is true.
actually just if we were watching 1 through 8, I would be like, okay, brother, like chill.
Yeah.
But like I was like, okay, like the, hate of it all, like her being like, go away, and then, trying to find her like kind of the witch hunt. I was like, okay,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. It was eating for a little, and
Yeah.
then when she was like, so like this Sophie must go down, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, girl,
Yeah, because
this
I
is one
think,
single maid. Like, why are we going
yeah,
so heavy on this?
I think
But
the breaking point for me was when Posey was like, you don't even have to worry about her. She's going to America in the morning, like 12 hours
mm,
from now. And she's
yeah,
still
and
like,
she's like, I'm
actually,
going to
yeah.
fix that.
Yeah, exactly. It's
That
like,
was
you really
crazy.
don't have to worry about her at all after this. You really don't.
Yeah,
And
she
then you
won't be here.
still,
She was like,
yeah,
actually, that was
yeah,
crazy. I felt so bad for Posey because, like, obviously she
I
just like
know.
wants to help her friend, and then also like, that's her mom. So she was
I
like, "Here we
know.
go," but it
I know.
was it was sad.
Well, and I was curious. I feel like they gave us a little bit of insight into because she wore black the whole season, which is usually like when you're still in mourning in the
Hmm.
ton, right? Like, and
Yeah.
even after I think what is it, a year or two, you can start wearing like lavenders and other and
Yeah,
grays
just
and
like
stuff.
darkers.
But
Yeah, but
yeah, she's still wearing black, and it's been, I mean, at least 10, 15 years at this point.
hmm
And I
hmm
was kind of curious, in the first four episodes, I was like, maybe this is kind of meant to be the evil stepmother at all. But by episode 8, I'm like, we got more insight, and she even said that she felt
yeah.
like maybe there was not necessarily a curse, but like her first husband, she really loved him, and then he died, and then her
hmm
second husband, she also really loved him. It wasn't like
Yeah.
truly just for the title or anything, and she even said that that was a love match, the second husband, and he died.
hmm
So it feels
Yeah,
like
when she
kind of
started talking
sympathize
about
a little with like
Lord
maybe she
Penwood,
feels
I
like a
was like,
black
"Oh, like
widow. I
yeah, yeah, yeah."
know.
I was like, "Oh, this is like I liked that little bit that they had. Like I wish there was
Yeah.
more kind of like emotion versus just
Hmm.
anger in Araminta like the
Yeah.
last 4 episodes, but like that little blip of her talking about to Sophie and being like, like I loved your father and la 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 la, and like we
Yeah.
wanted, I wanted to take care of my daughters and me and blah blah blah, and then I was forced to have, take
Yeah,
care of you
yeah,
too, and I was like, girl, if you
I
had
know.
just, kind of thought of it a
Yeah,
different way, you could have been fine. But
definitely. But so kind of
so
explained
crazy.
her wearing black the whole season because I feel like
Yeah.
she never truly moved on, but also
Mm,
doesn't want to even bother pretending.
yeah.
Not that anybody who like Violet doesn't wear black and she's not on the marriage martin. Well, we'll talk about her, but like
Yeah. We'll talk about
not
it.
truly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah. Yeah.
truly like looking, but I feel like it's very much like a sign of like it ain't happening, brothers.
Yeah.
We're not even
Yeah.
gonna. Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
And even like her walking through the like balls and like
Hmm.
also the, ton, she was like a stone cold face. Like she was just
Yeah.
like, literally do not talk to me. Like even if she was,
You don't know me. I'm getting
yeah,
my
you
daughters
don't
a
know me.
husband.
Yeah. Don't care about you. Thank you. Bye. So
Yeah. Mm.
loved. Speaking of Violet, let's go
Yeah,
there.
we should.
She I My thoughts on the end bit with her and Marcus. I
Yeah,
was like, okay, I understand what she's doing, but I was like, Violet girl, don't let this man slip away. Like
I know.
I was like, I get that you are like, oh, I'm just discovering myself now. Like I'm figuring out who I am. I am now I know who I am now, and so I want to like explore that. And I was like, but girl, what are you exploring? Like where are you going
I
with this? Like you can
know.
still do that and be engaged to Lord Anderson.
I know it's tough because it does feel very full circle for the season because in
Mm,
episode like 6 or 7, she says to Benedict, like, you're my son. Like Anthony was your dad's son, but like you are
yeah.
very much like me. And we see that by the end where she is, I mean, not impulsive necessarily, but I mean, she didn't have to support him and Sophie the way that she did,
Mm-hmm.
especially knowing she was made because she's kind of hard to come around on that point too. I mean, she tells him,
Mm,
you're going to be ostracized. We are not going to be able to keep up with you. But then by the end, she's like, we'll find a way
yeah.
to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely see why she got there because she feels very like in ways that are different than the prior seasons because she's been involved in all of her children's relationships, right? Like
Yeah, she
getting to
has
the
to. Yeah.
yeah, but at the same time, it just felt very like full circle where this one
Mm-hmm.
really was about her and
Mm-hmm.
how she's similar to Benedict, but I know I'm like it doesn't
I
have
was
to
like,
be like this.
please. I know. They better for season 5, they better circle that back. I
I
need
know. It's too bad that they can't have like boyfriends in the Regency era because I feel like that would be
that would
like
be
without
so good for
looking
her. Yeah.
exactly. So she
And
can
she
still
like low key
like
wanted
be
that. She
con
like
yeah, because she still wants
she
to
was
be
like,
with him and
let's yeah.
exclusive, I would say. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the vibe I got. But yeah, like marriage is definitely such a commitment. Like and
Yeah, it's a
it
big
is. And it is,
yeah,
but yeah,
it
it's
for sure. I
like
get it, but
uh, I know.
that was
I was wondering because I did see not spoilers, but people were saying like Violet re or Benedict really is his mom's son, like basically being like,
mm,
you can be my mister or like like mister, I can be your
yeah.
mistress type. But
Yeah.
so I was like, how is that happening? She's engaged. Like I don't understand what's going on. Why is that spoiler?
And
But
there it
they,
is.
yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
gosh.
Everyone else had made it to the end before me, so.
Oh
But
my
we'll see.
gosh.
Hopefully season 5
Yeah.
turns around.
I
Uh,
pray because I like them together. Like they're very cute. They have the chemistry and Violet
yeah.
deserves love. And Lord Anderson deserves love as well. So
I
like
mean,
I
it
love that
begs the
he
question, is it a little early for her to settle down? We have at least four more, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 more seasons to
oh
go.
my God. Brother, that's so many. Like I
I
love Bridgerton, but I'm
know.
like, chill, like and
Well,
we
the
know it's
good
gonna
thing
be
is, after this next one, we're gonna be eating. So that's the only thing to look forward
true.
to. And
That
but
no, I am like these are my most excited seasons. So
yeah, the problem is
well,
the time frame, which we've talked about
yeah.
ad nauseum in this
Because
like
why are we gonna be like almost 40 when these like the next ones are pushing, which
no,
is
it's
disgusting.
crazy.
That
It's
is
crazy.
crazy. I did see that I think it was what's the showrunner's name? Jess something.
Yeah,
I think she
Bronell?
said that she was
Brono?
like, "Oh, it's everything's like going according to plan and it'll probably be a year and a half
Okay, I mean,
and not the
let's
full
cut it
2
as
years." And I
much.
was like,
Yeah,
"Sister, make it a year."
I know.
Cuz
Because I think
how
she did say, like, hope for the best and, like, hope to deliver better than that. Or, so, or like, she said,
yeah.
give them 2 years. And then, like, if it's earlier,
Yeah.
it's earlier. She said, like,
Yeah, yeah.
something.
She was like,
Yeah.
everything's ready. Like, we can just start like filming, blah, blah,
Well,
blah. I was like, okay, well, come
I
on.
feel like we've said this for every season debrief that we've done, where it's like, the books exist. So, like, what? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
And I'm not
and
like, they're not going so far off the beaten path that it's
exactly. And there is
like
something
you
to be
need
said
new
about the
things.
costumes and stuff
Mm-hmm.
because I mean that is definitely a big piece of the
For
puzzle is the
sure. For
costuming. But
sure. But
at
that
the
doesn't
same
take a year
time,
and a half.
for a show with this type of budget
Yeah.
and popularity, yeah,
And
that's
it's
what I
like, it's
wonder.
Netflix. They have a huge crew. So it's
Catalog,
like,
yeah,
uh, I don't know.
all we
And
can hope
the
for.
sets are well, the sets are going down because they're doing green screens. Like,
I
what are we
know.
talking about?
And
But
honestly, like I can overlook it if the thing is, and I'm overlooking it for the season. The season is probably one of the this is one of the best ones they've done so far.
hmm
But I mean, if this had come out a year after the last season, I don't give a fuck about this green screen. Two
I know. I would
years.
have been like, oh, we're eating.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello? Yeah.
But 2 years, it's like, all right, so why did we wait 2 years?
No,
Because
exactly. Why
like
did we wait 2 years?
that's
Because
my
half of this is
question.
green screen.
Exactly. Like if we're pumping them out, that's a different situation. I mean,
Exactly.
I'm
And
still overlooking it, but I have questions now, is the thing.
exactly. And I'm just like, we have like from season one, you guys have had the Tawn ready, you've had Bridgerton house ready, you've had the castle right, like, or the palace, like so many of these places. And then you just need to make a little like a
Adjustment,
little
maybe.
other soundstage for, this
Whoever.
house or the like
Uh-huh.
what like it's not that crazy, but yet it's taking 2+ years. So
I know. I know. And I don't want to talk about it too long, but did Bridgerton House feel like bigger to you this season? Like they're doing little Hyacinth's little recital, and
I
I'm like,
feel
wait,
like
this ballroom and like
no,
with the
I
masquerade.
always, yes, with the masquerade, I was like, where is this actually
Yeah,
happening?
yeah, yeah. Well, and then
Because
someone came down the stairs following Sophie, and I'm like, where are they in the house right now?
no,
Because that does not look
exactly.
like the
Because I was
stairs.
like, the front step that is like, because in the masquerade, you see them
Yes.
like walking through the front door, and then to the right, there's the like big staircase, and then it goes like to the left or to the left and to the right. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, okay, where's that? But then I also feel like there was somewhere else, like another staircase that was like grand. And I
Yes,
was like,
it was
what
because it was
is
like to the
this?
like recital room because they go down and it's like where Hyacinth's
Yeah,
doing and that's where the masquerade was. So it's like it's the same room,
exactly.
but like where is it in the house is my question
Exactly.
because
I'm like,
I'm thinking the stairwells and then there is like the drawing room where they do like where they accept visitors and
yeah,
so I'm like a little confused.
I don't know.
I mean, not that
Someone,
it's my business, but I was
it
just like,
is my
wait.
business. If they're putting out a TV show and I want to know the house layout, like
Not
put
my
out the
place, not
drawings.
not my house, but I know my way around type.
Exactly.
But I don't because y'all are
Exactly.
changing the layout.
Exactly.
Oh my
That was
gosh.
so funny. Um, speaking of the recital,
Yeah,
we had
yeah,
to get there.
yeah,
That just made my little heart so happy
yeah,
because for all of our pod listeners, like if you didn't know, Hyacinth is my favorite book. And then also like Gregory will always have a soft spot in
yeah,
our hearts as the little lover boy he is. And so seeing them finally like not just being like the kids, but like Hyacinth, starting her like going into society, like classes, and then him coming back from Eton being a whole, little man with a crush. I was like,
yeah.
I am gonna be sick. Like that was everything. Because I can't remember if that was that episode 6 or 7. I think it was probably 6.
Yeah, it's got to be six
It
because
wasn't 7.
seven,
Yeah,
yeah,
7. We'll get there. But
that's a
it
whole
was episode
situation.
6, so I was like, wow, some light
Yeah,
before the darkness. And
yeah.
so it was just like so nice to see. And then like seeing Hyacinth and like Benedict's little, relationship and dance, and like I was like, this is cute. Like her big bro, like here with her, and then Eloise finally like not being a bum and like kind of, like trying, meeting Hyacinth where she is and not just like ignoring her, like pushing her away because of, she's like, ugh, marriage, like, meh.
And I'm
So
glad that they did because at the end of part one, I'm like, how is her season gonna be next? You know what I mean? Like she is
literally,
in
they
such a
made her so
place.
unlikable,
Yeah.
like
Well,
that. Because I
and she
was
was
like,
so against marriage. Not that she's not for it now, but like it just
yeah,
feels like a very different conversation than it was four
yes,
episodes ago, where it's
yes,
like,
yeah. And it was like, I literally, like, after episode 4, I was like, good riddance. She'll like leave and then she'll go, meet Philip Crane and we'll
um,
move on with our days. And like, I don't care because that she'll just be off, you know, and about. But I was like, oh, like now I would, even though we don't like Philip
yeah,
Crane, like
yeah.
I'll still be interested to see how she goes about this.
And they have a lot of work to do for that
They
season,
do.
so
Oh
we'll
my
see
God.
how that one turns out. We
And I
can't
did
even
see
speculate
somewhere
too much, but I'm
we
like,
can't, but I
they'll
saw
have a
somewhere
lot
that
of work to
again
do.
that Jess, the showrunner, she was like, there, like Benedict and Sophie's book was more true, or story in the show was more true to the book, they're going to change a lot of things
They have
about
to. I mean,
Eloise's. And I was like, thank God. But then I
yeah.
saw that I think it's still going to be Philip Crane. So
Yeah. Well, and it's kind of, I don't want to get too far into this because we're going to talk about them separately, but that's what
absolutely
they're going to have to change so much of Francesca's
everything.
book, but it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
you know, and that's a whole conversation to be had, but
Yeah.
I'm like the Eloise of it all. Like it'll be interesting to see these next couple seasons are definitely going to
Mm,
be breaks from the mold. And then I do see
yeah.
Hyacinth and Gregory, unless they really do something crazy with their characters, they'll probably be pretty book accurate too, just because
Hmm.
their stories are so kind of separate other than
Yeah, they're
like
separate
friends to
because they're
lovers and
yeah, and
he's
it was
like
so
a lover
like
boy. I mean, it's just very,
I need
yeah.
them to keep that
I mean,
word
they
for
already
like I
started.
need it. I
Yeah.
need it to be just
Because the thing is, and this, if you haven't read the books, first of all, why are you listening to this episode? Second of all, Gregory is gonna outdo everybody.
he
Anthony,
will.
Benedict, Colin,
He
like,
already almost was like in the
yeah.
recital, like when he was like going after what was her name? What was the
I don't
girl's
even
name?
remember.
Can't even remember. But like the little girl that he was like going after and like talking about
Rochelle,
her,
right?
I
Was it
think so.
Rochelle?
I I don't know. But they like the way he was talking about her to like Colin and like to the others, I was like, brother, I'm about to throw up. Like this kid, he's about to be miles away. And I
That's the
love it.
thing. Like, you might feel some type of way about those ABC brothers, but
Mm-hmm.
Gregory, he knows what he's about. You know what I
He's the
mean?
real one.
He
He's the
puts
real
together all
one.
the advice and makes it work versus like these other ones have their own like
He did.
stubborn like things going on
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're like you get a little frustrated. You're not going to be
Yes.
frustrated with Gregory, you're going to be frustrated with everybody else in
Yeah.
his book.
1,000%.
He's the only one doing
Uh,
anything good in that book, but whatever. Anyway, can't go too far deep on that.
we can't. We need to
But
focus on
yeah, the recital, I love the insight. And the
everything.
360 cover sent me. It was
It
so
was
fucking
everything.
funny.
Because I
Yeah,
was
but
like,
it fit
when is
though.
this?
Like it was
Because we saw,
light.
yeah, it fits
Yes,
so
the
well that we
list.
saw the list and I was like, where the heck are they putting 360?
I was wondering the
And
same
then,
thing.
and then when it popped up, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
oh, I love this. And so I really enjoyed it. I need that cover ASAP.
I know. I
But
know. Well, and we have so many
so good.
theories potentially about Hyacinths. I hate to even get like project love interest so far out, but I just thought
I
like
know.
the little Mondridge boy, I don't remember which one it was, what his first name is, but
Yeah.
like they were
Was it
dancing and I'm
Nikki? I
like,
think Nikki
I
is
think
the
it might
one
have
who
been the older
is
one.
the oldest who got the
Yeah.
title.
That's what I kind of think too. That's the only one I can remember. And then there's anyway. But I was like, that would be cute if that was like her friends to lovers moment, like in 4 seasons,
Mm-hmm.
like they've grown up
Mm-hmm.
together. But
Yeah.
then a good point, like Danbury's going back to what'd she say, like her ha homelands and
Yeah.
perfect time to bring back Gareth. So I mean, anything could happen.
Exactly.
Anything could happen.
Exactly.
Because
And
I'd
I'm
be
open
fine
to
with them being
either.
like childhood friends to love. You know what I mean? Like that could be
Actually,
cute,
that would
but
literally be so cute.
I know, but I'd be down for like the Gareth of it all too, because that was also a good time,
Yeah.
you
If
know.
they had, it would have been wild if they made that kid's name Gareth and then
Well,
like
that's why I
that would
had
have
to
been like
look.
two and then just like well and then but it was Nikki so I was like oh, okay.
I
I
know, I
don't
had
think
to look because then
they'll
I'm like the Mondrich of it all. Circle back and make it
right that
official,
would have been
but
it would have made so much sense why they were getting such a big storyline in like season 3 and then also kind of in season
well,
4
yeah, I would
because like
say they fit better in season 4 because like
absolutely I
like
loved them
Alice,
here.
yeah, Alice says it in like episode 7 or 8 where she's like, you know, we came from nothing. This title was thrust
Mhm.
upon us. Like, I want to help
Mhm.
so Benedict with his,
Mhm.
and I feel like
Absolutely.
that really makes a lot of sense. Like, you guys are kind of from the same
Mhm.
situation, and it
Mhm.
makes sense. So it really fit
Mhm.
well for the
I
first
thought so
time for
too.
them. Besides season 1, where like they're actually friends
Yeah,
with
he's the
Simon,
Duke's
but
friend, so it's
yeah.
like, why are you? Yeah.
And I'm
Uh,
hopeful that like moving forward they will actually stay pretty relevant because like they tie like now they are like she's a lady in waiting. Like there are things
mhm.
happening for them that
Mhm.
aren't going to be as forced. Like in
Yeah.
season 3 things felt kind of forced for them.
Mhm.
So at
Mhm.
least in my thoughts.
No, it definitely was because I was like,
Why are we keeping them around
why are
type
we?
B?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, I understood kind of I knew season 1 why you were there.
Yeah.
Season 2, I was like, okay, and then season 3, I was like,
Yeah.
now like I like them because they're the only like full black couple because I was like love, but then I was like, why
But
are
what
we
are we doing?
keeping what are we doing
Yeah.
here? Like this seems silly, but I
But we're back.
liked, yeah, I'm back. I'm back. And they were cute with their like little, like her, well, they were like sitting and he was like just reading the paper and she was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. And then his little like boxing moment. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
yes, I love it. Like it was very cute. So
Definitely. Because they're actually a
real,
couple. I mean, not that any couple on the show isn't, but like they're actually a
mm,
couple who they are friends. They like get
yeah,
along. Like they
yeah, yeah,
clearly
yeah.
love each other. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
again, not that the other ones don't, but just
Yeah.
we met them later. We met them when they were already established as a couple. So it's like a different
Yes.
situation too. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they already have like their kids, their life.
mhm.
Like they went from the
Zero to
poor to
hero.
the,
Yeah.
yeah, to the wealthy now. So I was like, okay, like
I
I'm
see the
seeing
vision a
this.
little.
I'm seeing this. Um, Speaking of somebody who didn't have enough screen
Oh
time,
no. Where are you going?
Jonathan Bailey and Simone
Okay,
Ashley.
yeah.
Like Jonathan Bailey and Simone Ashley popped up on that screen and my breath was taken. Like I was like, and I had already seen, I think like them sitting there with Edmund the baby.
Yeah,
I
because
was
they had it in like
like,
the teaser, I
yeah,
think.
in the
Yeah.
teaser, and I was like, good Lord. But like seeing them both like looking stunning, I was like,
Yeah,
wow, I miss them. And then like that chemistry in the like 3 minutes that
know.
they were on screen was phenomenal. And then it was like weird that it was like obviously schedules and things, but it's like it was weird that it was like
He was
only
there and then he
him and
wasn't.
then like she was there. And then it was also like, this is skipping ahead because I know we're
I
gonna have a
know.
whole deep
Yeah,
discussion,
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
him not being at the funeral was
After
crazy.
being there like 30 minutes prior in the same
No,
episode. Yeah.
exactly. And it
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
like he couldn't just pop in to
I know
the
because
like I understand like her not being there like with the
we
baby or
recovering
whatever. Like I get it.
postpartum.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The long trip, I get it. But him not being there for 3 seconds for this funeral and then could not be in the rest of the episode, I was like, that is crazy. And then
I
they even
know.
mentioned it. They were like, so sorry, Anthony and Kate couldn't be here. La la la. I was like, where are they? Because they are literally
They
just
just got
in
back.
the storyline. They're in the
Yeah.
house. Like,
Yeah.
but
We
that
because
was crazy.
we see her having breakfast with the fam
Exactly.
and
Like
yeah.
she pops over, he pops over, like
Yeah.
never together, but
Um
like they each pop over and then here's
I know.
this.
It's tough because our listeners, if you've watched our other episodes, you guys know like we don't necessarily care that other people stick around or don't, right? Like
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah,
like
I
we would
was
love to
like,
have them,
we
but
would
I'm
love the
not
cameos since
gonna
the
yeah,
cameos are happening,
exactly.
but
But I'm
I
not gonna be
don't need
mad
them
at
to
the
have a full
actor.
storyline.
Yeah,
Absolutely not. Like
exactly.
this is not I'm
Well,
mad at Jonathan Bailey and Simone Ashley for not being
exactly.
in this. It was just like giving weird
Given
that
the
like
other
the
cameo
cameos that are
moments. Yeah.
happening, like that should be the cameo that they're in the
Right.
funeral scene.
Like
So
Anthony should have either given his speech before they went to India or after the funeral, but it should not
mhm.
have been like the way that it was made no sense. But like
Yeah.
ultimately, like I yeah, because I we don't care, but it doesn't make sense with the storyline.
Yeah,
So
I
that
was just like,
it takes you out of it a
as
little.
yeah, as the Viscount, I was like, he should be
Yeah.
eldest brother and Viscount. I was like
I know
they should have had him pop in there, but
he's the toughest one because he really needs to be there for all the siblings. Everybody else, you can
yeah,
start to write him out a little because I'm sure Benedict
yes,
and Sophie will stay in the country. And you kind of
yeah,
need that because by the end of eight siblings, like you can't keep up with eight different relationships like that,
mm-hmm,
like based
mm-hmm,
on the type of story that it is, right?
yeah,
Like these stories are
mm-hmm,
romance. They're not,
mm-hmm,
it's not a family comedy moment. Like
yeah,
we're not keeping up with eight different storylines. So it's going to be, you can write off Sophie and Benedict, they'll live in the country and
mm-hmm,
Francesca's going to be in Scotland for a bit and
mm-hmm,
like all of these things are happening, but Anthony really is
yeah.
unfortunately like the
Sadly,
timepiece
like
of them
in the
all.
book, and then just like he just
Yeah.
needed to be there. Like people complain that like, oh, I wish Daphne was here, and like, yes, it would have been sweet, but like,
Yeah.
what's her name?
It's
Daphne is
fine.
not coming back to
The
this
only
show.
time I could see
Like,
maybe a season 8 finale situation where they get the whole fam together. I
yes,
could
and
see
they're
that,
like,
but yeah.
Gregory's finally married. Like, the
Hmm.
whole family's there.
Well,
Like, that would be cute, but
And people get so upset because they're like, well, the Bridgertons always boast that they're family first. And it's like, but also that explains why she's not there because she has four kids at home. Like she's
Exactly. She's
busy.
with her husband and her children. Like
Yeah, she's
that's her
busy.
family
Because even in the
now.
books, like they don't really get together all like there's like a
No,
handful of times they're all
literally.
together in the epilogues and it's kind of I
Literally.
mean, it's going to be a
It's like
finale
a
type
wedding.
situation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe. And sometimes they're
I
not even all there because Colin and Penelope got married and Francesca wasn't there. She was getting married
mm-hmm.
to Michael. Like they,
Exactly.
they are
Exactly.
not all present at all of their weddings. Like I know y'all have
Yeah.
these like big visions of like
Mm-hmm.
grand, but like just the nature, it can't always be possible. These people,
Yeah.
I mean are in other places. And
Exactly.
it's
And
a
it's
horse and
like
carriage situation. They can't just fly over. I mean,
the
it's
horse and carriage is
crazy.
so funny because it's true. Because it's like, yeah, they can't just, oop, I'm in Scotland. Let me just pop
Yeah.
over to
It's like a
England.
2 week
And you're like,
journey. Yeah,
hello? Yeah. Especially, and then add like they all have kids. Well, except for friend. Like they
exactly.
have
Yeah, yeah,
kids.
yeah.
So it's like, it's
They're
tough.
not just popping in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, so
Ah,
everyone needs to calm down on the
crazy.
cameos because I will say
Yeah.
Anthony's, I think, and I was okay with the ones he was in because again, it shows he's like the oldest sibling. They didn't make
Mm-hmm.
sense, but like he's at least still around. Hopefully, now
Yeah.
that Wicked's done, will be better because Eloise,
Yeah.
he's gonna need to be there for Eloise. Like that's a whole
Like,
situation.
okay,
But
if I
if
know
they
we
keep
don't want
as
to get too,
consistent, I
if
know,
they keep it consistent and
with like
I
her
need the
living at his
brothers to like
house, yeah.
yeet over there and it has to be ABC. Like they need to be over there
Yeah,
talking to Philip
unfortunately.
Crane. Like
Because I'm
that.
sure they'll change a lot, but like I really think like her living at his house randomly, I feel like
Yeah, I
that could
think
be a good
that
because
just
it's forced
seems like Eloise
proximity.
anyway. So it's
Exactly.
like Eloise in
Exactly.
this movie or in the TV show. So it's like that still makes
Could make
sense.
sense. Yeah.
Really, they
Yeah.
just need to fix Philip Crane's personality. We move
To be
on.
honest.
We move on. um, what else? Okay. Oh, one other thing. Simone Ashley's sorry dress.
Oh, yeah, because I meant to say with Simone
Stunning.
Ashley, like she outmogged everyone. She always does,
She
but
did.
like
She
even just those
always does.
even she's
But
just so
like
beautiful. It's crazy. It really
it's
is.
sickening. I
It
love
is.
her so much, but that sorry dress, like the
Her face
costumers
card is
ate with
so
that.
fucking insane. Yeah, and that dress was everything.
Her
The
face
color, the
card, her hair,
fit.
her
Yeah. Because she
it
had like
worked
those kind of
so perfectly with her
highlights. They
skin
looked,
tone.
yeah, yeah.
I
Even the
can't.
dress in the wedding where she's like in maroon or that was
Yes.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Where are my other things? La 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 la. Oh, one quick note, Colin had too many lines for my liking.
agree, agree.
Like the first four episodes, he was just in the background and was kind of like, "Oh, yes, dear, no, dear," like kind of thing. And I was like, "Okay, perfect. Like that's what I want from him." And Penelope, they kind of were pushing too much of the Penelope whistle
They
down and
were,
queen moment, but I was like, I
yeah.
get it
Yeah,
because
because
it
it's been
also
such
like has
a
to go
through
with
line from season one. It's been
yeah, and it
so,
also has
yeah,
to go with like the queen finding a new lady's maid basically who will give
yeah.
her the gossip. So I get like why that is. But then Colin like just talking out of turn basically, just talking too much. I was like, what are we doing? But him and the other Featherington husbands and
Oh, that was
Gregory like having
funny.
their little breakfast, that was
Yeah,
cute. And then Benedict being like, I thought we were and he was like, "Oh, we have breakfast." And yeah,
yeah.
so that was cute.
Yeah, and while we're talking a little bit about, because I was also feeling the same where it got a little heavy-handed toward the ends where I'm like, all right, like we get it, we get it. But we do have a new whistle down. So do we have any
Yes.
theories?
Oh my
Any
gosh. Okay.
thoughts?
Yes, I do. I was gonna save this for more later, but
Oh, like
like
the
let's
end, sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. So at the end, for those who didn't watch, there's a new whistle down. Like Penelope is seen writing her book. Colin is like, I thought you stopped whistle down. She was like, I did. You all saw it. And then he was like, then what's this? And I was like, oh, gag. And then the kind of the voiceover is a different person too. So it's like, who do we think Whistledown is?
You
I
know,
feel like it's I feel like it's Ray because she is
which one's
still in
she
the
again?
feather. She's
Oh,
the
okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Varley
Yep. Uh-huh. Replacement. Yeah.
replacement.
Uh-huh.
But she's still at the Featherington house because they're like Varley was like, "Oh, but you have Ray." And she's like, "We'll find her something else to do."
Yeah.
And it also would be like, so she like in the show they're like, "Oh, she doesn't give the good gossip," like blah blah blah, but
Yeah.
she's always around. Like, why would we be pointing out she doesn't give the good gossip so
Yeah.
much
That's a good theory.
if she's not
Someone
a
someone did
gossiper?
say it's still Julie Andrews. She's just doing a different accent. I didn't look into that. I don't know
Oh,
if that's true.
I did. Oh,
Either way.
either way.
So it's supposedly a more Cockney accent, which would indicate someone like working class. So like the Ray checks
Mm,
out. I
hmm.
also again the Cockney accent doesn't check out, but I would love for it to be Hyacinth because like she wants to be
Yeah.
in society so bad and she's like
Yeah.
sneaking into balls. It doesn't make sense. I love the idea. It's not happening.
Absolutely. It's not happening, but I love where your
Yeah.
head's at.
The
It
other
would be silly
one,
for sure.
right, exactly. Just something for her to do because she's already like sneaking into balls and
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
if she's like pretending to be on the outskirts and like listening and whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's not her, but I love the idea. And then I would also love for it to be Atlas because she's now the lady in waiting and like she
Yeah.
gets gossip. But again, I'm
Yeah. And
thinking
it
like
would
the
make
accent maybe
sense.
doesn't make as much. It does, but it
Yeah.
doesn't. Like
It would
it
make sense if it was Alice so she could keep the queen
pre,
happy and
yeah,
give her the gossip. But then I'm like, why wouldn't you just give the queen the
give it,
gossip
yeah,
firsthand? But the
yeah.
queen does love Lady Whistledown. So,
Well,
like,
exactly. So
it
there
makes sense. Like,
are,
yeah,
yeah, and
I
she
do
makes
like
more
that
sense than
idea too.
Hyacinth because that one was just like a little
That
fun,
was
a
just
little
a
moment. Yeah, a
throw
little
in the dark. Yeah,
throwaway.
for
Yeah,
sure.
just a
I
little
saw
fun
someone
moment.
who was like, "It's Penelope again." I was like, "Brother, please, like,
Why would we do
let's
this whole song? This is not a Pretty Little Liars situation where
no."
A is somebody like we're not doing that.
Like Penelope literally was like, "What? This is not me." No, I did. Like, I
And
stopped.
she
So
wouldn't
why
lie
are
to
we
Colin at this point. And you
exactly?
know, the other thing that I don't know if we ever talked about, but I was reminded when she gave up Whistledown that like she was the primary breadwinner in that relationship, which is
Absolutely,
crazy. Like,
absolutely.
because third son, what's he doing? Nothing.
Nothing
She had the
gallivanting
coin.
around.
Yeah. Anyway, doesn't mean anything, but just like, damn girl, you're retiring. But she had more than
Yeah.
enough money at that point. I know she
No,
was like,
absolutely,
just kind of funny.
absolutely.
Babe, I like the
Um.
idea of it being Ray or because we know Varley, they made a point of saying like they've never seen her pick up a book ever. Like when she came to pick
Yeah.
up books supposedly. So
Yes.
it wouldn't make sense that she would be able to write necessarily if
hmm
she's not
hmm
reading. Whether Ray is writing, I don't know, but it's an
I mean, she
idea for
could.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's someone. And like if it's someone who's like in the outskirts, who's at the parties,
Yeah.
but like kind
Which
of
we
just
saw
watching.
like the maids this season, like Hyacinth dressed up as a maid to get into one of the balls. So like that
Yeah,
would make a lot of sense. Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. And who was it that like was talking to was it
Oh,
um
Aram,
Cressida? It was
Cressida,
Cressida who
yeah,
was
and
talking
didn't even
to
see
Elise, didn't
Hyacinth.
even recognize, like didn't
Mm-hmm.
even see her. So I was like, it could be. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's definitely a maid. It also, now that we're talking about it and I'm thinking about it, this is a throw in the dark. I still really do think it's Ray, but like Hazel being so
I was just
nosy in
about to
everyone's
say,
business, being
uh-huh.
like, "Oh, where were you? What were you doing? I checked your room. You weren't
Yeah,
there."
I could see that.
That could be juicy.
Yeah. Is
But
but
she's
she's
more of
not
like
really a lady's maid, or like she's not as present in
exactly.
the house.
Yeah,
Like,
she's not present out and about in society
yeah.
with them. She's like more in
Yes.
the house and she'll see what's in the house, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
she wouldn't, you know, be
Yeah.
seeing what's out and about.
And I think, I mean, I was kind of on the fence about a new whistle down, but it is something that's like a through line for the show, create some
hmm
drama. And then
Yeah,
it doesn't really make sense for Penelope to keep up the mantle because, like
for
they were
sure.
showing us, like now people are just like asking her to write certain things. And
Yeah,
it
and it
just
just
doesn't
like
really,
ruins Whistledown. I felt
yeah,
like they needed to stop her doing it because I already thought
yeah.
it was silly that they continued it
After she
in
was
season 4
ousted,
for
yeah.
them to be it. But I like, yes, people would have been like, "Oh, she's whistled down, she's whistled down," but
Because
like
I
her
think.
still writing it, I was like, "That's
I know, because I think in the
weird."
book, after her book, it ended. Because I
Yeah,
just
it
reread
ends,
Francesca's and there's no lady whistle. Like,
and it's
it
just like
just,
letters, isn't it? So it's
uh-huh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I don't remember
um,
Eloise's. Hers was probably letters too, though. But either way,
yeah,
yeah,
I think it's her just
basically,
writing to
my
Francesca or
my
her.
other question, like, why did they feel the need to tell us that they might go out of order for some of the books when we're basically just going in order except for Colin's season? Like what
I
is
don't
that about?
know.
Because we're not gonna now we're getting Eloise and we're not about to switch like Hyacinth and Francesca. Like that doesn't you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
next
and I don't
four
think
aren't getting
like
switched. So why did they feel the
exactly.
need to say that? Like whatever. It doesn't mean anything, but I'm just like it makes you
Yeah,
think
I don't know. I'm just like it was silly to do
to switch them.
Colin
They should have
first
just
and then Benedict.
agree.
They should have just stuck with like the books, and I get that. But yeah, I don't know. And like I thought we had confirmed that Eloise was the next one, but then
I'm
people
pretty sure they
online are
did.
not like
Yeah,
they're
there
like
are
not
still
convinced that
comments. Yeah.
Eloise is that. I've seen like a lot of think pieces today being like, I'm gonna be sick if Francesca is the next
I mean,
season. Like she was so heavily involved in season 3 and season 4. I'm like, brother,
well,
like
so I'm pretty sure
what
they confirmed it because you and I both saw that
I
separately, I
thought so
think.
too.
The
Like,
other thing with Francesca being involved, which we were gonna get here eventually,
yeah,
the whole reason, because they got married at the end of season three,
yeah,
and the whole reason they were so involved this season was to show how important like time and love is. Because
mm-hmm,
Sophie and Benedict, like, what is driving them together besides their love? But now with this obstacle of John's death, it's like time is fleeting. Like I should be with the
yeah,
person I love. So like
yes,
okay,
yeah,
just because you didn't like their story being as intertwined, there are multiple reasons. Like two birds, one
yeah,
stone. He was gonna die eventually, unfortunately, but also
yeah,
now there's like more stake in the game. There's a reason for them
exactly,
to kind of press the issue of getting together.
exactly,
So,
exactly. Um, should we just jump into
should
it?
we? Yeah, we should. We should.
So, from the end of episode 6 to the end, I'm sobbing. Like I'm
Yeah.
not a crier, but like that had me through the ringer. And I knew, like, while I was watching it, I was like, Katie's gonna be so unwell.
Well, if you're crying,
If I, exactly, that's why I was like,
brother.
what? Because I'm crying and I'm so emotional. I was taking pics of myself. I was about to
Me
send it to you.
too.
I was like,
I
I look
was too.
horrible, but I
I don't
was
know how
like,
the girls get good ones because I'm like,
I
I
don't
can't send these
either
to
because
anybody.
I was looking crazy. But I was like, wow, like if I'm weeping at this part, Katie's gonna be broken, like at this end,
Broken.
broken. But yeah, so for all who haven't watched it, sorry, John dies in at the last like 2 seconds of episode 6, and then episode 7 is like obviously the full grief of it all, like the his funeral, like all this stuff,
Yeah.
and then
No,
just dealing with that.
it was
And
like a
it
2 hour
was,
cry situation. Like
yeah,
I couldn't even watch episode 8 because I was like, I couldn't
I
stop
didn't you
crying.
stop?
I
It was
did.
you stopped
I
like
did.
mid episode 7,
I
I thought
did.
though.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
couldn't like no matter what I did, like I would
You're
stop
like,
for
I
a
have a
minute.
headache. I was
No,
like,
had
sister.
a headache. I would pause it or like no, I was watching and then like it was a little bit more of a lighthearted moment, maybe like Sophie
Yeah, and you're
talking to
like, oh,
somebody and I'm
okay,
like, okay,
yeah.
we're good. And then like the next scene would be
Yeah.
Francesca yelling at Violet. I'm like, no, like
Oh
I'm
my,
not good. I'm not good.
I have to start crying again.
So no, it really
The
was like it was a roller coaster because I was like, okay, maybe I can make it through the episode, and then I was like, I
yeah.
don't think I can this
No, I was
episode.
like, I kept pausing because I was like,
Yeah,
okay, take a breather, take a breather. Like, I
yeah,
cannot. But that was some acting. I was like,
yeah,
wow,
yeah,
it was like it made me feel like the darkness of the whole story and the visuals and just like Francesca was like claps to Hannah Dodd. She was
yeah,
eating it up with that. Like and just like seeing her because it's like if it was anybody else, like, and their like partner had died, they'd be like wailing, like everything. But like,
yeah,
we have to remember this is Francesca and John, and theirs is more of a quiet love. They're like, yes, they feel like big things with each other, but like outwardly, they're not so loud and out there. So it's like, it just made so much sense. And her, like, trying to hold it in and people being like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And she being like, "Yes, I'm just trying to make sure that this funeral, is going fine and blah blah blah. I need to check on the guests." And I was like, "Oh my God." Like
Yeah,
it
but then
was
we do still get to see her vulnerable at the end
absolutely,
too, which is like kind of
absolutely,
everything because it is like like it changes and it
absolutely.
evolves and everything.
Yeah,
And
she like starts to feel like really feel the loss of
yeah,
her first great
I
love. So it's
know. Well,
like,
and leading up to it, they were putting me through the ringer as it was because they're looking at the moon and they're both just
when
like
they were like,
they're
we
just like
have
a
all the time, we
match.
have la la la,
Yes.
like I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
And then I love that her and Michaela like solidified their whatever differences because it turned out to be kind of like
yeah.
jealousy, right? Where like Francesca's like, he laughs so differently when he's with
Mm-hmm.
you and it makes
Mm-hmm.
me feel like I'm inadequate. So like we get to see
Mm-hmm.
them iron that all out and become friends. And like his last moment, he looks back at them doing the puzzle together and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is just like we all know it's coming because he said he had a headache and he's gonna go lie down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just love that. And I do think I think I had mentioned in our part one debrief, I was a little worried that they were going heavy-handed on like Francesca maybe having feelings for Michaela pre John's death.
Yeah.
But I think they really redeemed a lot of because
They did.
they really were because it is like their story really is a friends to lovers moment. So like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we got to they were comfortable with each
Mm-hmm.
other, they were friendly
Yeah,
with each
for
other,
sure.
and obviously because Michael in the book always has feelings for Francesca, and you see
Mm-hmm.
that especially when Michaela ends up leaving at the end of the season after like being very vulnerable with each other, and
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like it's keeping in the spirit of like, okay, we're back to the friends because I was worried that they were gonna go a little too heavy with the crush of
Yeah.
it all.
And
But
I
then,
was worried that they were about to do that during the like little friend talk that they were having,
oh,
like
okay,
when they first began, because I was like, or it, like something too flirty or something like would have
yeah,
happened like after they were like, we
yeah,
squashed our differences and then they were like doing stuff, but they didn't, and I was like, oh, thank God, because I was
yeah.
like, Francesca is not someone who would be like cheating on
Thinking
John or something. So
exactly,
it like thinking
exactly,
anything. So it's like it was just really nice to see that they didn't kind of
yeah.
ruin what
And
like who Francesca is
I
and
think
stuff.
that's what I was most worried about because, like, just because John dies, like,
Hmm.
doesn't mean that she didn't love him and that he wasn't her soulmate. And I think
Yeah,
they really bridged that in a good way because they did the
I did
puzzle
too.
and they made a point of saying, like, was it John who said, like, well, I did most of the ground, I should get to put the sky
Yes,
in. And then she said, well, I
yes.
did the sky. And it really emphasized, like, I feel like that's
Yeah,
them saying, like, he grounds her, but she could be,
yeah.
like, makes her feel more
Like she'll
free.
take, yeah, she'll go
Yeah,
to new
yeah.
levels and blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Like
So it's
I was like,
like
that is sweet.
and that is what they're like because
And
I
then they
always
put it
like
together where this ground meets the sky, and I
exactly.
was like, oh,
I know
cry.
because it's like they really are both like true loves for her. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want one to
Mm-hmm.
be cheapened ultimately because
Yeah.
I would like to make it clear. I think I did this before. I'm not mad at the Michaela change. I was
No, no,
worried
no,
about
no.
them going too hard on the crush for the reason of the two true loves.
Even if it was,
However,
even if it was a
well, you're
Michael, I
right.
would have been.
A little
We would have said the
worried.
same
This is
thing and
true.
been
This is true.
like,
Because
let's
I'm
not.
excited to see where
But
it goes. I mean,
I am
I
too.
can't wait. And to everybody who's hating on it and commenting, oh, and magazines posting about
That was
how
crazy.
we need to have Michael, y'all can fuck right off. Like we don't need
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I mean, I don't understand. Like y'all are okay with them changing the race of people from the books, but not the
Exactly.
sexuality. Like that's giving a little
Exactly.
it's giving a little
Exactly.
well, homophobic, ultimately. It is.
That's
But
exactly what it's giving. So
but not even because they love Benedict and how he's hooking up with guys. Anyway, that's a whole but
it's what we were
if
talking about
you
last.
hate the
I feel like it's
Michaela
what we were talking
change, you
about
can
last
click out of
time,
this
where it was like,
podcast.
if it's a man, that's what we were
Yeah.
talking about with the
Yeah.
heated rivalry of it all. We were like, if it's a
Yes.
man, they're like, yes, we love boys,
Hmm.
boys kissing, whatever. But then they're like, if it's women, they're like, ooh,
I
that's
know.
too much. I don't like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
So if you hate the Michaela change, you can leave your hate comment on this post and then click out, right on out of this episode
yeah,
because it's
this pod's
like
not the right one for you.
they're
So
both so beautiful. Like that couple, the face
like
cards are
it's gonna be so good.
crazy.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be so good.
Yeah.
Um,
Outmogging each
but
other. It's crazy. No,
yes.
because their outfits
And then Simone
always
Ashley pops up
no,
and she's like, here
it's
are my
literally
sisters-in-law. And I was like,
no, literally,
yeah.
literally. Uh I know. And
Oh gosh.
they really toned down the makeup this time because that was
Mm.
a big thing in season 3 was like everybody with like the full beat. But like because I feel like
Yeah.
Hannah Dodd's face like it also when you have the full beat, it's a little because she's so
Yeah.
beautiful. So they
Right.
really toned it down this season. Like she looked like a normal girl. She's still beautiful, but
I
like she
know. I
looked
was
a
like,
little less like
they honestly had to for this, like
yeah.
episodes 5 through 8. I was like, they cannot have her in full
Well,
beat sobbing or
this is
like full
true.
beat
This
mourning.
is
Like,
true.
you had to
But
tone it
I
down.
feel like
But
even part one, but maybe because she was already married. I don't know. Maybe there
yeah.
was that aspect of it
Mm-hmm.
too. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. But
Yeah.
and I want to say I don't know. This is kind of irrelevant, but somebody today was like, and remember, John died without ever like having her reach her pinnacle. And to that, we do need to point out like John was not just like a rake like that. Like he is not like these
Mm.
Benedict or like these Bridgerton boys like out
Yeah.
here in every
Yeah.
club. Like, so I feel
Yes.
like they were both just like new to the world and like didn't, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like he just,
Absolutely.
he meant well. Okay.
Also, how do we know who she didn't? Because like it could be
Well, this
we
is
only see
true. This is
we
true.
only see
This is
certain
true.
things. So it's like
Well, and obviously they worked out their issues because that was the whole, like they had that whole conversation. And then like the next time we see
exactly.
them, they're like, we're happy again, like whatever.
Exactly.
So,
Like they had their
but
talk.
yeah,
They're not giving us the miscommunication trope. They're having their
you
talk
know,
and then they're fixing things. So
this is true. This is
I
true.
yeah.
But yeah, so we were hopeful that wouldn't happen this season, but you know, it is what it is.
I
It
know.
was going to happen
I
eventually, whether or not it
know.
was now. So
This season or next,
I was
like
always going to be in pain about it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
honestly, it makes sense because with Eloise, if they send her to the country to live at Philip Crane's house, like why would we be involved with Francesca and you know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we
I
need yeah,
guess because it
she
could have been
needs
off
that
screen because it
time.
was off book or whatever, but at the same time,
It would be
it
so silly
to take away
make his
that
death like
whole
off screen and just be
exactly.
like, "Oh, Annie died. Bye." You know, like
Yeah.
that'd be crazy.
But highly recommend everyone check out their Instagrams. They're posting behind the scenes of like his death
Oh,
scene and they're just like
that
kicking
the
it.
death scene of
They're
him just being like
laughing.
him
Yeah.
filming her like, "Do you need
Yeah.
me to say anything?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Make sure you cry." Oh
And
my God.
her being like, this is some of your best work this season.
And him being like,
I
so
know.
funny.
So, and she's like, he was
Uh,
like doing flips on the bed. And then
oh
we get
my
like the videos of
gosh.
him doing flips. I'm like, okay, this is kind of everything. I'm gonna miss you, Victor,
There's
but
no, literally, I will miss you. Hopefully, maybe we'll have
maybe
a
a flashback.
flashback. I would love a flashback because, like, he, like, we love him.
Yeah,
He's a great actor, and I would love for him to, pop back into her memory from time to time. So,
agreed. Agreed.
and keep
Uh,
employed, keep getting a check from,
well, that's the
Netflix.
one.
Not that I'm
Yeah.
saying that he's not employed at other,
At large.
like, I'm sounding like one of those Simon
Yeah, yeah,
girlies,
yeah.
and
No,
I'm not.
literally.
I promise. Like, I would love for him to
You're
keep
like,
getting this
all you
check as
have going for
well.
you is
All you have,
Bridgerton. Come back.
no, I would love for him to also have a
Yeah,
check
yeah,
from
yeah.
Bridgerton still.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, Netflix pays. There's a reason that Millie Bobby Brown keeps coming back. You know what I mean? The check clear.
exactly. That check clears, because they're robbing us. But,
Exactly.
I feel like the last thing I want to discuss is the Lady Danbury and the Queen friendship. And I was
Yeah.
like, I feel like it might have been too many scenes, but I really liked them showing their friendship and how it's just like a beautiful friendship between like two women from like a young age to now, and like really kind of like the friend heartbreak if your friend is
Hmm.
like leaving or like going away or something, like I really loved seeing that kind of friendship moment. I know you guys were like, okay, I'm bored, like let's move on, but I was like, oh,
Well,
like it's just so sweet because like Charlotte, her great love was the king, but then he, is forgetting who he is and like all that stuff. So he's like hidden away or something. And then like her other great love is her like BFF, Lady Danbury. So I was like, I love seeing that
well, and
and
I think
love.
it came around in the end, like when they were
Hmm.
sitting at the
For sure.
party and or at Lady
Cackling.
Danbury's
Oh my
party.
gosh, that was
Yes, yeah.
everything.
So that
Yeah.
was like okay, like it really came around in the end because
Yeah.
yeah, like maybe at the beginning of part two, I'm like, all right, we get it. Lady Danbury
You're like,
wants to go. She wants to
yeah.
go, but
Yeah.
you really see it, yeah, at the
Hmm.
end when they're having the party makes it kind of real too, where it's like
Yeah.
she really is going. And I know leading up to that point, like because I think Penelope's the one who kind of talked her into letting Lady Danbury even leave, because that was part of
Mm-hmm.
the conflict too, is like they
Mm-hmm.
keep having these conversations and Lady Danbury doesn't even want to be there. I mean, it's not that she
Yeah.
doesn't want to be there, but she wants
She's
to
tired.
explore
Yeah.
and then
She's
come
like,
back. Yeah.
yeah.
Take a vacation, God. But yeah, and then she ultimately, like, the acceptance of it all. By the end, it was
Mm-hmm.
very like, okay, it
Mm-hmm.
it was worth it to get to this point for them, I think, for me.
Yes, I thought so. For me. So funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
all in all,
I
great,
mean,
great couple
okay.
episodes.
So now you have to rank seasons 1 through 4, Erin. No.
Okay, well, I'll go. Let's see. Let's see. Are we including Queen Charlotte in this or no?
So, the tea is I never finished it. So you can, but I
Okay.
don't know why I never did, for no reason. I think it was like the hour-long episodes really bogged me down, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so my top one, it's not the couples, it's the like actual seasons.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, because yeah.
Because with season two, my only thing
Ugh,
is that I
how long they
hate
played
that
us.
they played us and kept Kate's sister in for so long when the book it's clearly like halfway through like
Mm-hmm.
that's that and then like
100%.
Kate and Anthony are it. So like that's my only thing. So I think I would go 4-2 Queen Charlotte 1-3.
So same for me, excluding Queen Charlotte, because I don't know where it would fall. But yeah, 4, 2, 1, 3, because three
Yeah.
is just not it.
3 was
One
not the vibe.
and one did what she needed to do. While
Yeah,
there are
one had
questionable
me tuned
aspects,
in. Yeah.
exactly. While there are
But
questionable moments,
that's
we were all there, and that's
yeah,
what's
and it
great.
was
That's what has greenlit this
it
whole
brought us
situation.
in and we were
Yeah,
all hooked and I loved it and that's why
yeah.
she's not last.
And agree. And then two, because of the same reason where it's like,
Yeah.
why are we keeping poor Edwina? You know what I mean? Like, not
Poor
just, it's
Edwina.
not even that I want to see them together. I mean, this poor girl thinks she's getting married in 10
No,
minutes. And
she's literally
like,
at the
I
altar and he's
know.
staring at her sister. Like,
I
what are we
know.
actually talking about? Like,
I know. That one was crazy.
that's
And
the
then
only part of Bridgerton the show where I'm like, but in the books,
I know.
like
Well, because
I
then they
wish they
didn't
had
even
done
get
that.
together after that. There was like a whole nother episode, and then the last 10 minutes they got together. It's like, what are we?
Exactly.
Anyway, and then yeah,
Exactly.
season 4 has just been the most like it everything kind of went in a way that
Mm-hmm.
was like enjoyable, I guess. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like screaming at my TV about
Yeah.
Araminta, even though I'm like kind of tired of her. But like it's not in the same
Yeah.
way that I was yelling about Anthony like being at the altar with Edwina. Like it's a different situation.
Exactly. Exactly. So I yeah. Okay, wow. Love that for us. Our
Fun.
same
I know.
ranking.
Yeah.
So
Love. I just thought that'd be funny because I'm like, I know some people have some
yes.
hot takes about that one,
Absolutely. And
but
I'm don't care because here's
our
this.
opinions are
Here's
ours.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But love, like obviously I'll be watching again and you'll see us in 2 years
No,
right back
literally.
here. Right back here talking about it.
Probably
Um,
complaining.
most definitely. As soon as the hint
The
of like
teaser.
they fully confirm that it is Eloise, Philip Crane, like
I
and two
feel
years from
like
now, like that
I'm
because I
gonna
think they
look.
confirmed that Eloise and Francesca are the next 2 seasons. I can't remember.
It seems like it'd be too soon. Like I know they're doing a time jump, they're doing
It
a
would
2 year time
absolutely
skip,
be too soon for
but
both
yeah,
of
we need a
them.
little bit more time.
Did I send you a pic? I feel like I sent you a screenshot of
Okay,
something
but
that I'm on my
now
computer. So now
every news article says which one is it going to be, Francesca or Eloise? So now I'm not sure because I could have sworn that we saw something.
I
Maybe
swore that, yeah, that's why I'm like looking at this. I feel like I sent you a screenshot that was
is
like,
it because like she's talking about Eloise and Philip being endgame? Because she did confirm they're going to keep the same love interest for her. So maybe is that why? Like I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't
But it
know.
would, to me, and I'm not the showrunner, I don't know, right? It would make more sense given the way they ended Eloise in season 4 to do her next and give Francesca that additional time to mourn. Because the 2 year
Especially,
time jump makes sense, but both of them need that time ultimately.
yes, especially with the post-credit scene of the wedding. I'm sorry, we forgot to bring this
Yes,
up, which was
yes,
insane,
yeah.
that they decided to make the main couple's wedding after the credits. So I turned it off. I was like, la la, and then I saw an article and I was like, what the heck is this?
That's
And
funny.
I went back and I was like, oh, there's a whole like 3-4 minute scene that I missed. But they got married and then they were like, or Kate was like, oh, I wonder who's next. And
Yeah.
Eloise was like, I love a wedding, like all the best people together, not me, or like as an attendee. And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
Francesca was like, oh no, like I've had my great love. And so, yeah, the 2-year time jump definitely works with that. And I think that that was a hint of Eloise being the next
Being ready.
person.
Well, yeah, because then they literally in that same scene pan to Francesca, who's like, I'm never getting married again. And while that may be true, like
Yeah.
ultimately, like she will find love again. So
Yeah.
whether or not she gets married, that's a
So,
whole different
exactly.
situation. But
Exactly.
yeah.
So, love.
Yeah, now
Well,
I'm seeing, I could have sworn, but maybe it's because she's just talking about Philip Crane and saying like
I
that is
know.
still going to be Eloise's love interest. Because she did say that, but yeah, every article I'm finding is saying that it's not confirmed.
I know. I don't know where I saw
So,
that, but I saw because we both were like,
right?
we saw it. So I don't know. Well, I'll have to find that later.
It is what it is. But
It really
anyway,
is.
we'll be
Well,
there
thank
either
you,
way.
everybody. Exactly. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We hope you enjoyed our thoughts. If you didn't, leave a comment and tell us what you thought, and maybe we'll read it. Follow us on socials at Close Friends List Pod, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.